When I was a kid, I used to love to eat these oatmeal cookies that had cream in the middle as an after-school snack. And I feel like I've spent most of my adult life trying to just recapture those same flavors. And it's January, so I'm gonna bake up another batch and try again. So I know that there's oatmeal in the cookies, and there was always this rich flavor. I think it was brown sugar, so I like to do brown sugar. And then just to give it a little bit more crunch, I use coconut as well. And for softness, chopped up dates. Otherwise, making these is pretty much like making any kind of oatmeal cookie. You want to cream your butter. You always want to have your butter at room temperature. I like to let it cream for a few minutes before I add the sugar. The dark brown sugar makes these taste like butterscotch, although you could use light brown sugar, but then you wouldn't get that deep molasses thing I love. Just a little bit of honey keeps these really soft. These are not your crisp kind of oatmeal cookies. These are your chewy, soft oatmeal cookies. Vanilla extract, because you have to have it. I feel like cookies wouldn't taste like cookies without vanilla extract. You can add your eggs, add them one at a time. Nice, one-handed. I think cookies themselves are seasonless, but baking cookies is something you always want to do in the winter. It's just so cozy. And now I've got my dry ingredients. It's always a good idea to mix them together first before you add them to the mixer. Regular old flour, a little bit of salt, baking powder, and cinnamon. So the problem with dumping all your flour in is it could make a mess, except I'm gonna do the towel trick. If it gets everywhere, it'll get on the towel. And now I've got oatmeal. This coconut, you can see it's a little bit brown. I toasted it in the oven for a few minutes, and that just brings out the nutty flavor of coconut. And then these are my chopped up dates. So if you don't like dates and you'd rather use raisins, you could substitute it in. You'd have a more standard type cookie, you know, oatmeal raisin. But the raisins are chewy and dates are just soft. Spoon. And then we'll roll it into a little ball. Over here, I've got a bowl full of cinnamon sugar. It makes the cookies kind of sparkle, which is really nice. Give yourself some room in between. They're gonna flatten and spread, and you don't want them to run into each other. What you're looking for here is that they're no longer shiny, and they're a little bit golden brown around the edges. I'm just gonna let them cool. While the cookies are cooling, I mix together the filling. Now, the cookies that I'm thinking of from my childhood were probably filled with lard, you know, whipped with a little bit of sugar, and I don't really want to go there. So instead, I made a mixture of cream cheese, and I lightened it with a little mascarpone, and then I added some vanilla and a little confectioner's sugar. And I'm just gonna make sandwiches. If you have an uneven number of cookies, then obviously you just spread the filling on one side and eat it right then and there. Oh, they look just like I remember, except that I'm a grown-up now, which means I can eat the whole plate. And I will. Maybe not the whole plate, but